Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a quiz for you. Now, I've been doing this quiz the last couple of nights over on my Facebook account, and I just thought I might put it out there so other people in lockdown can enjoy the quiz and maybe give it a go. This quiz has 3 rounds. The first round is a picture round. I'll be showing those pictures on screen and you can just write down who you think those people are. The second round is current affairs. That is specifically sort of around the week beginning the 6th of April if you are watching this in the future. I should probably add on 2020 there as well. And then finally we have the general knowledge round, which hopefully brings a lot of different areas of knowledge together. I know that myself and my friends and a lot of other people have been turning to quizzing just to keep their minds active and to socialise during the lockdown that a lot of us around the world have had imposed on us for our own health and safety. So I thought this would be a nice little way just for everyone to come together, and I really enjoyed putting this together. I really hope you enjoyed doing it. Let me know how well you do in the comment section below. All you're really going to need is a pen and paper, and I know it seems like the obvious thing to say, but there's no prizes, so there's no need to cheat. I want to know what you think the answers are, not what Google tells you that they are. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? And the first round is Who's That Chris? Yes, you're about to see 10 pictures of famous Chris's. Really think about that sound there when you think of Chris. So these could be Chris's, Christopher's, Christina, Christine's. Anything with a Chris sound really fits the bill here. So let's get into it. You have around about 5 seconds for each Chris, but of course you can pause the video. I'm not going to know. So let's start with Chris number 1. Who is that Chris?
I don't know that one.
I wasn't asking you. And Chris number 2. Just let me know, who is that Chris? Next up we have Chris number 3. Now we're moving on to Chris number 4. Let me know who you think Chris number 5 is. And now it's time for Chris number 6's chance to shine. Which Chris is behind curtain number 7? And who do we think that Chris number 8 may be? Our penultimate Chris is Chris number 9. And bringing up the rear, we have Chris number 10. So all I want to know is who are those Chris's, jot them down, and we will mark them at the end. So we're going to be looking at news from sort of within the last 2 weeks, from the week beginning the 6th of April. So let's get right into it with question number 1. The Queen addressed the nation on Sunday evening, but afterwards, how did Donald Trump describe her? So that was question number 1. The Queen addressed the nation this week, but after her address, how did Donald Trump describe her? Question number 2. Jeremy Corbyn is no longer the Labour leader. A new Labour leader was appointed this week. Who did they appoint? So that is, who is the new Labour leader? Question number 3. The actress who played Pussy Galore in the James Bond movie Goldfinger passed away this week. But what was her name? So question number 3 is the actress who played Pussy Galore in the James Bond movie Goldfinger passed away this week. What was her name? Question number 4. Lady Gaga released the artwork for her upcoming 6th album. But what is the album called? So that was Lady Gaga released the artwork for her 6th album. But what is the album called? Question number 5. Who won this week's episode of The Great Celebrity Bake Off? Who won this week's episode of The Great Celebrity Bake Off? Question number 6. Who became WWE Champion this weekend? So that was who became WWE Champion this weekend. Number 7. What if WhatsApp restricted this week to help prevent the spread of fake news? What have WhatsApp restricted this week to help prevent the spread of fake news? Number 8. What has been vandalised around the UK this week due to fears that they spread coronavirus? So that was, what have been vandalised this week around the UK due to fears that they spread coronavirus? Number 9. Pandas Ying Ying and Li Li from the Ocean Park Zoo in Hong Kong have mated for the first time in how many years? So pandas Ying Ying and Li Li have mated for the first time in how many years? And finally, question 10 in our current affairs round. A Welsh street lost its Guinness World Record this week to a street in New Zealand. But what was the record? A Welsh street has lost its Guinness World Record to a street in New Zealand, but what was the record? Okay, we'll be coming back to those questions for some answers in just a moment, but for now we're going to move on to the general knowledge round. So here is one for the Only Connect fans out there. I want to know what connects Cliff Richard, Olivia Newton-John, Bonnie Tyler and Gina G. So what connects Cliff Richard, Olivia Newton-John, Bonnie Tyler and Gina G? Question number 2. Question number 2 is, what does the Hogwarts motto Draco Dominus Nequerim Titilandus mean? I apologise if I'm pronouncing that incredibly wrong. For question number 2, what does the Hogwarts motto Draco Dominus Nequerim Titilandus mean? Number 3, in Doctor Who portrayed the 9th incarnation of the Doctor? So that's question number 3. In Doctor Who portrayed the 9th incarnation of the Doctor? Question number 4. Which 2 parts of the body never stop growing? So that's, which 2 parts of the body never stop growing? And we're not talking about hair and nails here. Specific parts of the body. Question number 5. I want to know which one of these Roald Dahl books was released first. The BFG, Matilda, or James and the Giant Peach? So which of these Roald Dahl books was released first? The BFG, Matilda, or James and the Giant Peach? Question number 6. In what year did the Battle of Waterloo take place? So that's question number 6. In what year did the Battle of Waterloo take place? And I bet at least one person is singing a certain ABBA song right now. It's Waterloo, not The Winner Takes It All. Number 7. In what year did Cadbury World open? So that is question number 7. In what year did Cadbury World open? I'm looking for the museum open date and not the factory itself. On to question number 8. Who were the first presenters of this morning? So I'm looking for question number 8. Who were the first presenters of this morning? Question number 9. Who replaced Cheryl Tweedy Cole Fernandez Dicini when she was dropped from the American X Factor? So who replaced Cheryl when she was dropped from the American X Factor? And now on to the final question of this round and the quiz. In 2015, a major collision left 5 riders seriously injured when there was a collision on a ride at Alton Towers. But what was the ride called? So that is, in 2015, a major collision left 5 riders seriously injured after an accident on a ride at Alton Towers. But what was the roller coaster called? Okay guys, that's all of your questions. If you want to hear any one of those questions again, all you have to do is rewind the video back to the point and we'll be right back with the answers. So guys, I hope you've got your marking pens ready. We're going to go through the answers. Starting with our first round, that was our pictures. We were looking for a series of famous Chris's. Starting with Chris number 1, who was Chris Tarrant, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire presenter. Chris number 2 was Chris Jenner of Keeping Up with the Kardashians fame. Number 3 was Christine Baranski, who you may know from movies such as Mamma Mia and Into the Woods. Number 4 was the famous boxer Chris Eubank. Number 5 was Superman himself, Christopher Reeve. Number 6 was my favourite singer of all time, Christina Aguilera. Number 7, of course, was Christopher Columbus. Number 8 was all-round funny woman, Kristen Wiig. Number 9 was the UK's chief medical expert, Chris Whitty. And then last, but by no means least, was the phenomenally talented Kristen Chenoweth. How did you do? Mark up your scores and we'll add all of your points together at the end. So moving on to round 2, current affairs. Question number 1 was, after the Queen's address to the nation, how did Donald Trump describe her? He described her as a great and wonderful woman. Seems a bit tame for Donald Trump. Question number 2 was Labour announced their new leader this week, and their new leader is Sir Keir Starmer. For question number 3, I was looking for the actress who passed away this week, famous for playing Pussy Galore in the James Bond movie Goldfinger. Her name was Honor Blackman. Number 4, I was looking for the name of Lady Gaga's upcoming 6th album. The album is entitled Chromatica. Number 5, I was looking for the winner of this week's episode of the Great Celebrity Bake Off, which I believe is for Stand Up for Cancer. It was Carol Vorderman. After that, question number 6, I was looking for the current WWE champion, and that was Drew McIntyre. Knew that off the top of my head, I did. Number 7, WhatsApp have put a new restriction in place with their services to help prevent the spread of fake news. What have they prevented? They've prevented the number of times a message can be forwarded. Number 8, I wanted to know what's been vandalised around the UK this week because people fear that it spreads coronavirus. They are 5G telephone masts. I don't know why people think that they may spread coronavirus. Cash machines seem to make a lot more sense to me, but people are vandalising telephone masts. Who knew? Number 9, some good news from Hong Kong. Pandas Ying Ying and Li Li have mated for the first time, and that was the first time in 10 years. So it's the first time in 10 years since they both mated. So there's a lot that the zoo has been closed for a while, and this is when it's happened. Stop putting pressure on pandas. And finally, the last question in the current affairs round was, a Welsh street has lost its Guinness World Record to a street in New Zealand. But what was the record for? The record was for the steepest street. And there's a whole thing behind this, and apparently New Zealand used to have the record, then Wales got it, and now New Zealand have got it again. I don't know what's going on. Let's move on to round number 3, and that's our general knowledge round. So the first question in our general knowledge round was for the Only Connect fans out there, and I was looking for the connection between Cliff Richard, Olivia Newton-John, Bonnie Tyler and Gina G. They, of course, have all represented the United Kingdom at the Eurovision Song Contest. Question number 2, I asked you what the Hogwarts motto meant. It means never tickle a sleeping dragon. Number 3, in Doctor Who portrayed the 9th incarnation of the Doctor? That was, of course, Christopher Eccleston when Doctor Who returned to the BBC, I think in 2005, but don't quote me on that. Question number 4, I wanted to know which 2 parts of the body never stop growing. They are the ears and your nose, which doesn't bear well for me. Question number 5, one for the literacy fans out there. I was looking to know which of the following Roald Dahl books was released first, the BFG, Matilda, or James and the Giant Peach. And the first book that was released was James and the Giant Peach. Next up, I wanted to know what year the Battle of Waterloo took place. Now, I know at least one of you was singing Waterloo by ABBA, but the answer was not in that song. The answer was 1815. For question number 7, I was curious to know when Cadbury World opened. Cadbury World opened in 1990. For question number 8, I wanted to know who were the first presenters of This Morning. It was, of course, Richard and Judy. For question number 9, I was looking for who replaced Cheryl when she was dropped as a judge on the American X Factor. It was, of course, Nicole Scherzinger. And last but not least, I wanted to know which ride left 5 riders seriously injured after a major collision in 2015 at Alton Towers. It was the Smiler, which obviously left a lot of people doing the very opposite of that. So add up your scores and let me know down in the comments section how you did. And let me know if you enjoyed this. Did it help take your mind off what's going on? Did you feel like you were being tested, or have you learned some new things? If it's something that you like to do, I'd love to do another one. I actually really enjoyed putting this together and spending some time with people on Facebook, and hopefully you guys here on YouTube as well. It's been a pleasure putting this together. I hope you've been entertained, or at least, as I said, learned some new things. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to keep up to date with my content, and hopefully I'll have the privilege of seeing you soon. Bye bye now.